looks like we've got Uncle Gutty here.
I am here, my friend.
How we doing?
Tired but good. So that's not a Halloween 3 mask. It's just a random Halloween mask.
What's that?
That's just a random Halloween mask, not a Halloween 3 mask.
Halloween 3. I don't know what the the movie, the cartoon.
The movie. No, the movie Halloween 3.
Oh, Halloween 3. I thought you said Halloween tree. Sorry, 3. Okay, so I'll take this off so I can hear better. Here we go.
Nice, Switz.
Halloween 3 I was thinking of. That was the one that was the cartoon. It wasn't it Ray Bradbury with Leonard Nimoy in it?
Yes, the Halloween tree, yeah.
Yeah. That was extremely hard to find on DVD for the longest time.
And yet very highly popular.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a ratings thing or sorry, not a ratings thing, but a rights thing.
I think it was a rights thing there.
Yeah, if that was what did it, or
I see we got Al and Pem here, and Al mentioned that Halloween's one of his favorite movies, and Scary Godmother's goated. Yeah, like I said, Halloween movies. We're actually Sheree and I haven't discussed about that. Texas Mom. So it's like basically, well, do you mean movies that are about Halloween or movies you watch at Halloween? The truth is, like, I talk about movies like to watch at Halloween. That can be scary coming out scary.
I was just saying that not all your Halloween movies have to be scary movies.
No,
they can be of the family friendly variety.
Well, it was funny because during my stream tonight, I was talking about basically how we consume media has really changed with the advent of streaming, right? So before streaming, we had the cable television, and you were mentioning awesomely the Halloween Town series of movies, right?
Yep.
So that was around 98. My kids were, just young, basically. We still had cable. We still had family TV. And
they were on the Family Channel or whatever.
Yeah, and when they came out, it was a big deal. The first one was a big fun deal, and just basically let's make 3 or 4 more.
With that kind of Reynolds.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher's mom.
Yep. And it kind of just got the whole safe scare Halloween movie kind of going. Yep. You got your skull mug. Nice.
This is the best mug I've ever found. I got this at the dollar store.
That's pretty good, actually.
It's a solid mug. This is nice. Yeah.
So
I'm going to drink the blood of my enemies from it, or probably lemonade.
So Switz basically and I have sit down and picked our 5 favorite Halloween movies. I've got
here's the thing about that.
Okay.
We didn't pick 5. We didn't. We picked more than that.
I picked 3 honorable mentions.
Okay, I've got like 10 here.
I know. Well,
I've got 15. But
the funny part is you're not a horror movie fan, right?
I'm not. No, I've got a creaky house, an active imagination, a crazy neighbor, and an ex-wife. I don't need to jump at every sound in the night.
You had a neighbor that at one point we figured was going to kill you.
Oh yes. There was the night of the broken glass where he went batshit crazy and broke every window in his house with a crowbar, and then every window on his van in the driveway with the crowbar. And then the next morning I heard more glass breaking. I thought, shit, he's breaking into my place. But no, he found another window at his place. So it was good.
So Switz lives the horror films. Or with me, basically, I wasn't big time into the 80s gore and stuff like that. I did rent them, but they weren't, I watched them all because, I watched all the, for the Nightmares and the Friday the 13th. I watched all of them.
Yep.
As I got older, I don't like watching because I get a little afraid at night. My kids are big time into horror films of all kinds, so through them I get the updates. But I have been getting back into them because I'm running that horror podcast.
Yeah.
So I've been going away to hunt down some of the newer ones.
Toss up the link to the horror podcast here.
Oh shoot!
We gotta get more prepared for this stuff, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, let me see here.
I would have been more prepared if I didn't get stuck at work and have 4 phone calls from work just now.
That works.
But yeah, how do we want to start here?
That's a good question, actually. Here's an idea. Why don't you tell me basically about I just off the top of my head. Why don't you tell me basically about what do you like to see in a Halloween film? Because I know everybody's got a different take on it.
I like a little bit of a thrill. Mm-hmm. I like the rewatchability factor. I like that with any movie, though. I want to be able to watch it again and again because I enjoyed it so much, and there were always little things I'm going to pick up on it. When I picked my movies a number of years ago, I did reviews for the classic
Absolute classics.
Universal monster movies, and they were a lot of fun. I got the Legacy collections. They have like 5 movies for each character in each one. So they've got the Invisible Man, then the Invisible Man Returns. They got the Mummy, Mummy Returns, Tomb of the Mummy, Curse of the Mummy, Daughter of the Mummy, Bride of the Mummy, Paperboy of the Mummy, all that sort of stuff.
Very good set though. If you like that classic,
they're a fantastic set. Yeah, I mean, you get to see the originals, and those are the ones that I reviewed for Halloween. Were just the first original ones because I didn't want to go too deep into the whole franchise for all of them because it would take too long. I could later on, but I wanted to do just the main 5 or the main 6 even. And they improved over time. They were all very good, but you could see a drastic change in the way that movies were shot and filmed and presented after Frankenstein, because Dracula and Frankenstein chase the monster, kill the monster, fight the monster, hide from the monster, and we've beaten the monster, and cut. Roll the credits. The movie's over. That was it. And there was I guess just the way they made movies at the time. King Kong actually ended pretty much the same way.
Yeah, it's the way the movies are made in the 30s and the 40s.
Yeah.
For me, a good my taste in Halloween is like you. I like a little bit of terror.
Yep.
A little bit of jump scares. Throw in a twist ending. I appreciate that. I'll take gore to a degree. I don't like gore just for gore's sake.
Yeah.
Gore enhances stories, but sure, I'm not a gore fest man. However, though, I don't mind splat stick. Evil Dead, bring it on all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm a pretty deep core horror film aficionado when it comes to it. So like I said, these classic Universal monsters refer to Universal monsters because, contrary to popular belief, Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, they're not copyrighted. You can make a Wolfman movie. You just can't make one that looks like that. You can't make a Dracula movie that looks like that, basically. These are images copyright Universal, who was for a long time were into it and then got away from it. And now they realized we got a property here. So they're actually embracing again. You would find these properties at the park, these characters. They had a house for the last 3 years featuring a few of these characters. This year's house was Hunchback of Notre Dame, Family Opera, and The Invisible Man, which was actually quite good. And then a new park coming in 2 years, they're going to have a Universal Monster Land, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Looks very good.
Yeah. That is good. Going back to the movies quickly there, like I said, I watched the originals, or the first one in each franchise, and excuse me, really enjoyed them. But the sequels got better. Like,
really?
Yeah. Wolfman was good, but then like Son of the Wolfman and things like that were really good as well. The Mummy.
Yeah.
The Mummy was a really good example of that because the first one wasn't that good, I didn't think.
It was not that good.
It was very slow. But eventually they kind of tricked into the horror genre, the horror story theme. And they did a much better job, I thought, with the sequels.
Bride of Frankenstein, I thought, was really good too.
Yeah. Yep. Again, because Bride of Frankenstein was not based on a book, was it? It was just kind of
their own kind of,
Yep. Hey, let's give the creature a wife.
Pop quiz for you, buddy.
Yep.
Of these 5 up here, 6 up here right now, which one would you consider the weakest?
The weakest?
Yeah.
If you're talking just the original,
ones up here right now.
I would say the Mummy.
Okay. I'd go with the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
I really enjoyed Creature of the Black Lagoon. It was a very good one because the sequels, those sequels were kind of the opposite to my theory there, because those ones, they kind of went off the rails.
Okay.
Where the creature became more intelligent. The creature tried to become human, and the teacher got a paper route, and all those sort of things. I didn't enjoy the sequels to those ones as much as the
makes
first
sense.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree too. The Mummy was a little weak because it was a
Yeah.
shuffling corpse, right? But you're right; they did get better to go along.
I
These movies
remember
are,
we watched the Invisible Man back in grade 6. I think back in school, because we also read the book, or
right.
an Invisible Man book or short story or whatever it was.
Yep.
I mean, that was over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and these movies aren't for everybody. Like a lot of people might find them slow, whatever. But
yeah,
if you are a horror aficionado and you want to see the roots of where things came from, I recommend you watch at least the first of these in their series just to get a feel for it. Like I said,
yeah,
Dracula, Invisible Man, Wolfman, they're all good. They're all decent films.
they're all good in their own right.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
And I gotta say, basically, Wolfman's probably my favorite of the like. I'm a Dracula fan, but that
yeah.
Wolfman is pretty darn strong with not just the
Well,
horror aspect, but just the acting
the,
and the
the
pacing.
storytelling aspect of it, the cinematics of it, or the cinematography of it.
Yeah.
It was just a well polished movie by the time they got to that one.
Yes, absolutely.
1 second here. I just want to tweet or an X or a post or whatever to mention that we're doing this here tonight.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's been a while since I watched them. I should go back and watch them. But yeah, this is where it all started. I imagine, like I said, a lot of Gen Xers cut their teeth. Well, you'd watch these basically on Saturday matinee TV. Remember that?
Yep.
But a lot of us Gen Xers cut our teeth on the '80s video store, renting those slasher flicks. That's where I
The video store. How we miss you.
sorry, Switz. Like that's all I can think of.
Actually, if I hunt, I can find you guys a nice little picture there of some video store fun. But I'll look for that in a second there.
Yeah. So, what else you got? What else you want to do? We did cover this off. Covered our tastes in horror movies. Folks, if you got your favorite horror movie, shout them out. Like, don't be afraid. This is interactive. Knock your socks off.
Yep. I really, I don't know if I would say prefer, but I really enjoy the horror comedies myself.
Okay.
And again, being the big coward that I am, right? I enjoy the horror comedies. So when I was thinking of my favorite
There we go.
Halloween movies, I went with a lot of the comedy stuff because you like to have the thrill, but you also like to be able to laugh about it afterwards and to not be able to go to bed with a nightmare.
Well, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, actually started the genre called splat stick, which is basically horror gore humor.
Yeah.
So I see that. Shaun of the Dead.
There were lots of horror comedies before that,
but this is where it really was.
That was the one that kind of started it all, though, or made it more mainstream, because you had, well, eventually you had Sam Raimi as an established director, and eventually you had Bruce Campbell as an established actor.
Yeah, but these films were meant basically to be intentionally funny, and gory and horror, because sometimes horror films were unintentionally funny.
I would say that Shaun of the Dead kind of brought the horror comedy back into relevance, into popularity.
I agree.
Because that was, 2002?
About that.
I'm guessing here. I don't remember.
Yeah, I've looked it up. Yeah, because the splat stick or the splatter stick was a very kind of like Sam Raimi basically like 04 it was. Sam Raimi captured the market on that. And your examples you get up here basically like Tucker and Dale versus Evil and Dead Before Dawn. They're all great examples of gore films that are actually meant to be comedies.
Yeah. What can we not say about Elvira? Always hilarious, always fun, and always tongue in cheek. Great fun movies, and just enjoyable. Well, no gore with them or whatever, but
comedy horror. Well, basically it was horror camp, right? Comedy horror
Yeah,
camp.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but
and cashing in on her cult status.
oh, absolutely. And she knew she had it. She knew what her brand was and
Yep,
fully embraced
yep,
it. Have
yep,
absolutely no problems with it. I love Elvira, Mr. Dirk,
yep, yep.
and
And the second one she did, Elvira's Haunted Hills.
great. Yep.
Puns intended, of course. That was another great movie there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Other ones they
Everyone
throw.
loves Elvira's Haunted Hills.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey.
Other ones they throw up here, basically, I'm just looking at a quick list that I would fall in this category. Put Fright Night up here, but I don't think I'd call that basically a comedy intentionally.
Not a comedy, but it had humorous moments to it,
Yeah.
right? Same with like House
Oh yes.
and House 2, right?
Yeah.
Those were kind of in that horror comedy style.
Yeah. But Zombieland fits in this genre, no problem.
Yep. Zombieland was a really good one.
Yeah. Toxic Avenger.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember a movie called Black Sheep with that zombie sheep?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I never saw it, but I remember it.
I watched clips of it, and it was like perfect for like Spider Stick. And I guess I'd argue basically Cabin in the Woods too would go into this category because there was humor in that.
There was humor in it, but it wasn't a comedy, right?
Not intentional. Well, no, it had comedy. It was not meant to be a comedy.
It had a lot of serious stuff and a lot of serious horror to it.
It tried to be, yeah. But really, this is a very small niche when it comes to it. Look at it, and like I said, it's not done well. Like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Shaun of the Dead. Those are well examples of splastic or horror comedy mixed in.
Tucker and Dale was I thought the ultimate parody of horror movies almost, because it took everything you thought you knew about teenagers and kids camping in the woods with the rednecks and hillbillies and turned it 180 degrees. Because spoiler alerts, everyone, the hillbillies are the good guys. Yeah.
But,
which was really, really kind of fun, and I'm glad they did that with it.
Yeah, it was well written. I thought it was pretty smart, actually.
Yeah, there were some scenes in that movie that just had me howling with laughter.
Oh yeah.
There was the scene with the log and the bees that just every time I saw it was hilarious. Was perfect.
Like I said, that and Cabin in the Woods has that tongue in cheek. We're making fun of the genre without making fun of the genre.
Yeah. Yep. Shaun of the Dead, classic British, and the launch really probably of Simon Pegg, right?
I agree 100%.
And Nick Frost and Edgar Wright.
100% agree. And what I think about Shaun of the Dead too was it was a comedy, but instead of basically following a formula like, oh, there's a zombie outbreak, here's what we're going to do and all that, they said, what would these two slackers do? And that made it even better because
and it had touching moments in it too, because Sean was basically trying to run home and save his mom.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, that was one of his goals. Like, we got to get across town, and we got to get my mom out of here and make sure that my mom is safe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dead Before Dawn was shot in 3D and was shot actually down here in Niagara on the Lake. And that was another really good, fun movie. That was shot by April Mullen, written by Tim Dorian. Jeez, I can never pronounce his name. Friends of mine who I've met through Comic-Cons and things like that, and have kept in touch with. And it was a very fun, very good movie. It was, I want to say, the first ever live action Canadian 3D film. And I want to say I want to say it was like shot by like the youngest 3D director or something like that. I think she was as well.
That probably is true.
Yeah.
I'll see what Canadian 3D filmed.
Yep. It was shot. A lot of it was shot at Ridley College down here in St. Catharines and a bunch in Niagara on the Lake.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Give me some films here.
Give me 1/2 second here. I just have to grab something for the crowd. I'll be right back.
Yeah, there are a few other Canadian films. I wouldn't exactly consider them, they're basically made in Canada, but not filmed on set in Canada. But yeah, that was 2012, so it's got a pretty big reach on it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't think of too many Canadian 3D films because of the cost.
The nice thing about that movie, well, one of the big things about that movie was it had a good cast. Not just the independent actors, but it also had one of our friends, Christopher Lloyd.
Yep.
Yep. As well as Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, really?
Yep. In the movie, one of the characters is trying to launch a mug selling business, and his big mug sale idea is the hot dog mug.
Yes,
so as a promotion for the movie, they gave away hot dog mugs, and they had these, and I did manage to get my hot dog mug signed by April, the director, and by Tim, the writer, and of course by Christopher Lloyd at Niagara Falls Comic Con.
By inebriated Christopher Lloyd.
Yes, this is the mug that was there for the Christopher Lloyd story.
Bit of trivia for you too. There are 21 films considered to be Canadian 3D films.
Okay.
The oldest being The Mask from '61. But a lot of them basically are like maybe 2 on here that actually filmed, I'd say, basically on Canada with a Canadian setting. So yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I would kind of squeeze one more film to this kind of category that's it's meant to be a horror film, but it has basically comedy and humor and heart. That's Warm Bodies.
Okay, yes, the zombie one,
which was
Romeo and Juliet with zombies.
Exactly. And it was, if you haven't seen it, folks, please go out and check that out. It is a zombie film, but not a zombie film. It's it's basically a Romeo and Juliet rom-com.
Yep.
I was very surprised by it, and I wish would have got more exposure, because I thought basically the concept was good. The performances are great. Everything about that film was
it had Nicholas Hoult in it as the main zombie. Was his name R or something like that?
Yeah.
Like basically R. Romeo.
Yep.
I don't remember who the girl was. She was an Australian actress.
Teresa Palmer.
Okay. And I want to say it also had Rob Corddry in it, who I think is one of the funniest guys I've seen. I love his stuff.
He was his buddy's M, the zombie M, yeah.
Yeah.
So Teresa there, she's actually fairly young. So her credentials include Bedtime Stories as Violet, The Sorcerer Apprentice, which actually was another good film I enjoy. Number 4. Yeah, she's kind of been around a bit actually, but that one basically I like it all the way around. That one was one of something I used to watch more, but I don't watch as often as I do.
Yeah. I round out my picks of movies there with just some other more classic horror movies and things like that, and some thrillers and that. Obviously, Psycho, fantastic Alfred Hitchcock movie. And when you look back at it, maybe it's because I've seen it so many times, it's not that scary.
No, and that's why my podcast I talk about tales of horror and suspense. Because they kind of get blurred together. Yes, there is a murder. Yes, it's kind of creepy, but it's not horror, right? But
there are some jump scares and some thrills and all that stuff. But by now, because the movie came out in what, 1960? 60? Okay. We all know the story, and we all know the shower scene. Yeah. And we all know what's going to happen. So yes, it's thrilling and fun to watch, but it's not as scary anymore.
No. Now it's more seen based as an art piece.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Fun fact too, when I was in California last October, I was in the back lot at Hollywood Studios and I saw Norman Bates in the house and all that.
Ah,
They still
nice.
bring him out. He still chases the terror trap. I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but I think people
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Another fun fact, do you remember the 98 Psycho film?
The Vince Vaughn and Anne Hesh one that was a shot-for-shot remake of the Hitchcock classic
Exactly. Also
in
starring,
color.
yeah, Julianne Moore and William H. Macy.
Oh, okay. I never watched it because I saw no reason to watch it.
That is the response from the critics is,
Yeah.
why watch this? This is a shot-for-shot remake of a classic film.
Why wouldn't I just watch the original?
You know, exactly.
I have a vivid enough imagination. I can imagine Norman Bates in color.
It does how it did win 2 awards.
Best adapted screenplay.
2 Golden Razzies.
Oh, okay.
One for worst remake or sequel and worst director, Gus Van Sant.
Yeah.
Anne Hesh was nominated for worst actor, but lost it to the Spice Girls for Spice World.
Oh.
In contrast, on a pause note, Anne Hesh did get a best supporting actress nod from the Saturn Awards.
Oh, okay. That's the sci-fi stuff, right?
Exactly, but still,
Sci-fi fantasy awards. Yeah.
I see you got Frighteners on here, and I forgot about that one. I should have put that on there because that's another.
I love the Frighteners. I remember seeing it in theaters. That was the Michael J. Fox one, directed by Peter Jackson. And a lot of the stuff that Peter Jackson experimented with or pioneered in the Frighteners, he brought on to the Lord of the Rings movies.
He did
a lot of the special effects that he did.
He did, and
kind of built the framework of the technology for it there.
I remember seeing that film
to a much lower degree, obviously, but
I had no idea what to expect when I saw that film.
Did you see it in theaters?
I did.
Did you see it down here with me?
I don't know if I did or not, but I guess it was. I think me and Sheree saw it, but it was weird because it was a comedy, it was a horror. And it was, like I said, there's a serial murder killer going on.
Yeah.
It's a hard film to describe, but it is entertaining. It is a good Halloween film.
It also had one of my favorite actors in it, John Astin, Gomez Adams.
He was good.
Or Buddy from Night Court.
He was good, actually.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, if you like Peter Jackson or like a good off-the-wall horror film that breaks the mold, check out The Frighteners. That's my opinion.
Red Lights was another one that I'm going to bet that you haven't seen that one.
No, I have no familiarity with that one at all.
Okay. I stumbled upon this one working at the video store, and it had Cillian Murphy, Sigourney Weaver, and a very green or very early Elizabeth Olsen as a team of paranormal investigators and debunkers who go out and try and debunk psychics and prove, the seance is just somebody with a little lever here underneath the table that their leg pushes and jimmies to make the table rock. Oh, there's a projector over here. There's whatever over here.
Okay.
But their adversary is Robert De Niro, who was the psychic that they could never debunk or disprove.
Okay.
And so then they have to disprove him, and then weird stuff happens. So is he really got psychic powers, or does he really have the gift? What's going on? There were some pretty cool twists in this movie. I really, really enjoyed it.
It sounded like it had a good pedigree.
And some really good performances. Sorry.
Yeah. It got panned by critics, but the pedigree sounds great.
Yeah. Give it a watch.
I'm gonna give it a whirl because just because a reviewer or critic doesn't like the film doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Like I enjoy some bad films that feel like are trash. I gotta check that out. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
And
obviously Ghostbusters.
Yeah, what can you say about Ghostbusters? Like it's
yeah.
I know I can tell you.
Yep.
I had a chance to see Ghostbusters or Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Yeah.
That's what I guess I went and saw.
Yeah, you saw Star Trek, didn't you?
I never saw Ghostbusters on the big screen, and man, what a turd.
Yeah.
I regret it because, again, as back then there wasn't a lot of previews, wasn't a lot of exposure. You just had this poster, and this looked absolutely weird.
Yeah.
Seeing the film back in the 80s was like a true surprise experience.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I don't get too often anymore.
And back in the 80s, the only way to really see them was in the theaters, because VCRs were still 3, 4, or 5 years away for at least for affordable VCRs.
Yeah, I rented it later. Again, it was probably one of the better selling VHSs.
Yeah.
That's when I first saw it, and like I said, it blew me away.
Yep.
I would love to see this back in the theaters again for like an anniversary release. I'd go see it on the big screen.
Yep. The last movie I got on my list there is The Gate.
I've never seen it. I've heard about it. I've seen the poster, but I've never seen it.
I chose this poster because that's the poster that I saw when it was released at theaters.
Okay.
This was 1985?
87.
87?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. And it was a Canadian movie. It was the first movie for Stephen Dorff, who went on to do Blade and a whole bunch of other things.
Right.
But it gained a cult following, this movie.
Okay.
And they had The Gate, and they had The Gate 2, which was the sequel with only one cast member for the original movie. Terry was the buddy of Stephen Dorff, the friend of the main character. He got spun off into the second movie, and I actually haven't seen the second one. I do have it. I just have never gotten around to seeing it. But I saw this movie at the premiere down here in downtown St. Catharines.
Really?
At the town cinema, because, and this is really weird because I was 13 years old, or
I know you.
years old at the time. What was I doing going to see a horror movie? Who doesn't like horror movies now? Because Terry was played by Louis Tripp, who was my best friend in grade 7 there, who went off and filmed this movie. I collected his notes for him for all his classes while he was off.
Nice, dude.
Doing the movie. He was gone for like a month and a half or whatever it was to film this in Toronto.
Nice.
Yep. And so a bunch of us all went down to the theater and did the premiere and got our pictures in the paper with him there. And yeah,
that's awesome.
That was a really cool movie. And I'm shocked because I enjoyed it and all that stuff, but I'm shocked at the fact that it got such a good cult following to it. If you watch this one, I'm sure you can find it somewhere. If not, I'll send you the DVD. Actually, it might be Blu-ray.
It's got to be laying around someplace.
Yeah. But the special effects were all like stop motion, marionette, whatever, practical effects sort of stuff. They really kind of held up. They were really, really good and really sharp, especially for 1987 or 86 or whatever it was when it was filmed.
That's what the notes here in the film is saying. Basically, they use stop motion, forced perspective.
Yep. Yes, a lot of forced perspective.
Actors wearing rubber suits making it look small.
Yep.
Surprisingly, when it came out, it still holds basically a 6 out of 10 rating, which is actually pretty strong for a
Canadian film and for
a horror film that's so. Yep. Like you said, though, it does have a very, very strong cult following.
What was the budget on her?
Oh gosh, I'm looking up here. It actually had $6 million.
Wow,
which is a fair amount.
And box office,
a gross 13 by its run, which isn't too bad.
That's
more in video.
That's almost a double, so that's a success.
Again, your Gate 2 came out in 92.
Yep.
And I went kind of thing. Get this, in 2009, Alex Winter of Bill and Ted fame.
Yep.
Has been trying to making a third film called The Gate 3D, which is pitched as a remake. Project stuck in development hell, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. That would be interesting to see. I would be curious to see if he could get any of the original cast back.
Well, I got one more note for you here.
Okay. Yep.
2020, Louis Tripp worked with Australian musician Kid Crusher on a music and video collaboration entitled "Sacrifice," reprising his role as Terry for a tribute to the Gate. Kid Crusher mentioned on his podcast that the Gate's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and working with Tripp was a blessing. So.
Yeah,
I like to hear stuff like that. That's cool. That's a cool brush of flame.
There you go. Yeah,
that's really cool. I'll have to go see that because I like these Canadian films, and I'll have to go back check my notes though, because there was a period where it was basically Canadian tax break haven films were just pumped out.
Yes, yeah,
and that's where Cronenberg got a start.
Kind of make it and lose money because you can make money by getting the tax write-off.
It didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter because there was a period. Oh, excuse me. I'll look it up real quick. Where if you made a film in Canada, it was 100% tax deductible.
Yeah.
And I think it was from 75 until probably about 83. It didn't last very long. But during that time, Cronenberg made Shivers, Rabid, Fast Company, The Brood, Scanners, Videodrome, The Dead Zone. Got him going. I'll tell you what. I didn't put it on my list, but The Brood is one of the freakiest, creepiest horror films I've ever seen. I don't want to watch that thing again. If you
is that the mark of a good horror movie, where it's so scary that you don't want to see it again?
Well, it's just downright disturbing, and the little murderous dwarves that come out and kill people. It just yeah. So yeah, it is. It's well, let's talk about that after things. I got some comments on that because what makes a good horror film, right? Does it scare? Does it jump? You can ask different people. To me, a good horror film should scare you and should make you uncomfortable. I think. I hate to say that, but it make you uncomfortable. The worst horror films for me is when a normal human is basically the villain, because the idea that when you see a horror film with a monster or Freddy or whatever kind of thing, it's like it's scary, not too bad, but you know what? That can't be me. You something like American Psycho. Oh, that could be any kind of street, right?
That's why I'm not going to watch like the Saw movies or something like that, because it's plausible.
Yes.
And I don't know if there's a supernatural aspect to them eventually, but in the first one there wasn't. It was just some crazy guy kidnapping people and making them cut themselves up to get out of their traps or whatever. And
it's just some highly intelligent engineer who puts them in traps, basically to kill themselves to get out. Like I said, that's very disturbing. There's a trend you're probably not aware of. It's called folk horror, and they've been popular within the last couple of years. Been come back, like Hereditary, Midsummer. Remember the Wicker Man from the 70s?
Yep.
Okay, same thing except 10 times worse.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like I can't watch Midsummer. It's like I said, going out in the middle of nowhere, being captured by these people and sacrificed by your friends willingly is downright disturbing because again, it's plausible. So folk horror has actually come back in to vogue, basically.
Yeah.
Hit or miss. Hereditary and Midsummer do it well. There's a lot that don't do it well.
It was like also Hostel. Again, was another one of those torture porn horror movies that again seemed very plausible.
That's from Eli Roth, and Eli Roth I thought was a bit of a genius because, as I said, I don't mind gore.
You saw as well?
No, I don't think he did. I'll look it up quick.
I thought he did the first one.
Saw a movie here. I think he did.
Again, not a fan. Not my thing. I didn't follow who directed them or anything.
By James Wan, Leo Warnell. No, he wasn't anywhere near. I'm pretty sure he liked it.
Yeah.
But Eli Roth basically has got Cabin Fever, which is basically disturbing. Hostel, same thing.
Yep.
Part 2, Endangered Species. He's got some films I thought that are just downright disturbing, basically. Like I said, Hostel, Cabin Fever. But what's funny though, basically, is after he remade Cabin Fever in 2016, was remade. It kind of just tails off. I don't hear from him anymore. And he did some acting roles. I wouldn't mind seeing more of Eli Roth because he is a guy who can capture gore and put it in your face and upset you while putting a powerful story behind it too as well, that you're like, shit, this could really happen. I don't want this to happen to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I harp on a lot about Jordan Peele. He's a guy who I laughed at the idea that Jordan Peele was doing a horror film. What does he know about horror? He's a comedian. So not only does he deliver a horror film that is disturbing, it's not scary, it's disturbing, but he managed to deliver his films in a way that it's a different take on an old story. And you're always surprised. You got the twist ending and all that. And like I said, Eli Roth, those guys are basically the ones I think are our massive horror who know how to deliver a good horror story.
Same with Blumhouse now.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of them I hear are quite gory and quite scary and all that stuff. But then there were some that were a little bit lighter that I did watch, like the Happy Death Day and the Happy Death Day to You.
Yep, exactly.
I found very entertaining. I found the first one to be more of a horror movie. The second one to be more science fiction, actually.
Understandable.
And they really kind of played into the time travel aspect of it. And I liked how they started off with the girl from the first one not being the main character.
Yes.
And then how they kind of just twisted it. Okay, she's back being the main character again.
You know what Blumhouse film I find disturbing is Black Phone. Black Phone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Fantasy Island because I heard that was bad.
Oh, that was just trash. Skip that. But Black Phone again.
Disturbing because it's bad.
The villain is basically this everyday looking guy who kidnaps kids and does terrible things to them.
Yeah.
And who was it? Is it look up who plays that because he played it well. Heck, last year even wore the mask from the movie basically. Ethan Hawke. Oh my god. The Grabber, and it was just like
okay.
Like I said, it was a horror film, but it was a horror film. Like like wow. Yeah. Those are films that upset me where I see basically it's not supernatural stuff like that. It's like this could be an everyday Joe that could happen. That's what really disturbs me.
Yeah, because you can fluff off the ghosts.
Yeah,
you can fluff off the vampires, and you were scared in the moment, but they're not real.
Exactly.
Or if they are real, they're very, very few and far between, and we haven't encountered them to a wide enough experience that we can prove that they exist.
I'll throw my slides up here because I did PowerPoints.
Oh, nice. Let me just throw one thing up quick for a second here, just to.
Oh yes,
I'll say that till the end. I'll say it till the end.
Say it to the end. Okay.
I'll say that to the end as our sign off.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I got some ideas here. So I went through my little slideshow here.
Yep.
And I thought we are gonna do our top 5.
Because this guy prepares everyone. He prepared.
When I'm on it. So I couldn't pick 5 because I got some, but there are a list of films I'll watch every year. Because I like them. So here's some honorable mentions.
Yep.
Van Helsing.
Okay. Hugh Jackman.
It makes this into the rotation every year. It's not a gory film, but it's got vampire, werewolves, and Hugh Jackman with the long hair, which Texas Mom likes.
Yeah.
I like the film. It's over the top. It's corny. It's campy.
It got very panned by the critics.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. It was going to be a franchise. It was going to be a 3-film franchise.
It was going to kind of start the MonsterVerse again, wasn't it?
Not like this one, but it was kind of going that way, kind of thing.
Yeah, right? Like let's bring in the MonsterVerse again.
Yeah, but the ending and a few other things and the portrayal of Dracula just kind of killed it. It did get a cartoon spinoff, which was kind of not that great.
Well, not a cartoon spinoff, I'd say, but an animated spinoff.
Yeah, well, an animated prequel, basically.
Yeah, when you say cartoon, I think more series or serial. Okay. But it was
there's one comic to it. Again, it's a film I like. I know has flaws in it. I know it's goofy, but it's Hugh Jackman, man. He goes all in. Yeah. My favorite line is when his buddy says, and he saves that woman. What can I do for you? Whisper, and he goes, "Oh, you can't do that. You're a monk." And he goes, "Technically, I'm only a friar." So, like I said, I could see where it was going to go, and it was just this short of being like, okay, we got another Mummy Brandon Fraser on our hands. It was just this short.
I think that was the vibe it was kind of going for.
It was there, but like I said, the ending kind of sucked, and some of the portrayal of Dracula was like, So another one I got for honorable mention, Lost Boys.
Yes, yeah.
Again, another one I like to watch. This is one of Schumacher's early films. All the people in here that we well know, like Keith Sutherland, the Coreys, and all that, they're all basically superstars now. They're all unknowns at the time. And he just says, I'm going to cast them and see what happens.
Yep.
This film took place in Santa Monica and is basically defined Santa Monica. They have a Lost Boy screening every year.
Yep.
The comic shop used to be in the same spot, but it was destroyed by a hurricane, whatever. The owner moved it. He still has the comic Vampire Slayer #1. You can go to the shop, take a picture with it. I love the Lost Boys because
it kind of reminded us that vampires have to be invited into the house.
Exactly.
Because I want to say they mentioned that in Dracula, but I think we kind of forgot about that.
Oh, we did, and this one took all the mist and threw it in your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Very 80s kind of film, which I love it. It's a time capsule,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
I guess Keith Sutherland was only 17 when he shot this film.
Oh, okay.
He was
Really?
he was very upset because he looked kind of like babyface. He didn't realize they're gonna make him up. And like I said, the makeup job in this film is outstanding because it made the people look a lot older than they were.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, that's on my honorable mention. Of course, Hellraiser came out 87. This film is messed up. I'll tell you that much. Clive Barker was an author. He had a lot of his work kind of messed up by Hollywood once or twice. He said, "Screw it, I'll make this one myself."
Yep.
It's basically horror, torture, erotica. That's what I best way to describe it. Now we do have classic, the monsters, the Cenobites, and Pen and all that, but initially made it, we got an X rating, and in the industry, everybody kept asking him, "How'd you get this thing made?" Because the scene of her basically doing on top of a bloody corpse and stuff like that, it was like that. As for the way it is, it's disturbing, like the way Hostel's disturbing. It's just the scenery. You
Yeah.
can you can kind of feel the torture and all that.
Yeah. Well, I can see the
Yeah.
all that on the wall and all that there. Yeah.
Yeah, and later on though, as it goes on, it veers more into camp, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are my three that I thought were honorable mentions. I thought were solid Halloween films, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll throw my my top five in no particular order.
Yep.
Ghostbusters, same with you, buddy.
Hey, there you go.
All-star cast, big legacy continues today. Multiple sequels and spinoffs. Ghostbusters 2, you could tell the studio got involved and messed around with it. I don't say anything about Answer the Call.
I went and saw Ghostbusters 2 in theaters.
So
No, sorry, not in theaters. I saw it at the drive-in.
Oh, really? Okay.
With my father up in Peterborough, and it was a double feature with Troop of Beverly Hills with Shelley Long.
Okay, another good film.
Which yeah, that was classic. Yeah, we were there for Ghostbusters.
I didn't mind Ghostbusters 2. I didn't think it was as clever or as sharp or edgy as the original. But Rick Moranis, give me more Rick Moranis, man.
The funny thing also about that movie was for Ghostbusters 2, I remember seeing an interview with the Ghostbusters, and they said that they felt very confident about their chances that summer being the tentpole blockbuster because they were the only comedy coming out that year, except for another movie with their buddy Rick Moranis, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which they just kind of fluffed off and laughed off.
Yeah,
which look what that became, and look what Ghostbusters 2 became.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the summer though,
Bill, you might want to calm down the boasting.
Yeah, I have to see what it was 80. See what number 2 was released, but yeah. Again, Ghostbusters 2 not too bad. Did not like Answer the Call. I didn't think it hit the tone properly. Turned me off a bit. Humor wasn't my style. I did really enjoy Ghostbuster Afterlife. I thought Redman crafted something really well.
Yeah,
it has a flaws. Like, why would Paul Rudd open the ghost trap? If there's something inside of it, just leave it shut. But I like that. I hear there's gonna be a sequel. The cartoon was really good.
The real Ghostbusters cartoon.
The real Ghostbusters cartoon was really good. Yes. I was really impressed by it.
Because there was another Ghostbusters cartoon by Filmation before that.
Well, I'll tell you about that. So we had the real Ghostbusters, and then the Extreme Ghostbusters. They gave us a younger, hipper crew, which we don't talk about.
Yep.
But
I'm talking the Ghostbusters one with the monkey.
Yes, that came out in the early 70s. So here it is. That was held by a trademark held by another studio.
Okay, and
when it was coming out, Aykroyd bat around some ideas for titles for the film, like Ghost Hunters and Spooks, something like that. And they tried to negotiate with the studio to get the Ghostbusters title, basically whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't succeed. They're actually ready to go to the second title, but here's what happened. The guy who was at this studio making Ghostbusters wound up going over to the other studio and cut them a deal for $50K to get them the title.
Yeah.
Then Filmation goes, you know what? We're going to make our own Ghostbusters cartoon. And they brought back the monkey and stuff like that. And of course, what happened was people like me were incensed when I turned into the Ghostbusters. It wasn't the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, Ghostbusters, classic. Had Halloween Horror House a couple of years ago. I love watching this one, and I can quote it inside out. I don't care. It's
Yeah. Where do these stairs go?
They go up.
They go up. Yeah.
Still be good, for goodness sake. Whoa. I do that sometimes if we're bored in a meeting or something like that. So I goes, "What happens, Aaron? Still be good." Whoa, like Addams Family. God, man, I've loved this film since I've seen it the first time. I saw this in the theater, and I can hardly wait to see it. When I saw the teaser, and it was literally a bunch of carolers at Christmas singing, because it was being advertised in December of the prior year.
Yep.
And it pans up, and there's basically the Lurch pouring hot oil onto the carolers with the family God. I said, I'm in.
Yep.
Bass, a popular thing. Saw Barry Sonnenfeld's first movie. He had a job, believe this or not, carting around executives on studio lots and golf carts and all that. And one day he hummed the Addams Family song, and everybody else joined in. And he said, "You know what? This probably got some legs here." Went out, delivered. Raul Julia is brilliant. My kids love Raul Julia.
Yep.
He like throws himself into the role.
It launched Christina Ricci.
It did. Trivia too is Raul Julia would be often recognized as Gomez after this film on the street. He absolutely loved it because he was nearing the end of his life, unfortunately, due to illness.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make something for kids. And he says he absolutely loved it. And man, I've never seen a Gomez like him. Like, that's Gomez to me. Like, John Astin was great too. Yep. And he's like, "Yep, this is like let's give her, Yep. Launches Christina Ricci's thing. Sequel was good. I mind the sequel. I still crack up the sequel. Christopher Lloyd in it too, of course.
I was going to say, and it had Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
I have his an inebriated Fester autograph. So this thing's had legs. Like I said, they've had 3 films, 2 to film, 1 direct to video. Skip that one; it's terrible. With a brand new cast, they've started making animated films. They did 2 of them. I think Oscar Isaacs actually does Gomez. It's not bad.
They're very much more true to the original comic strips. The animated ones.
Yeah. Do you remember too when they used to make the appearance in the Scooby-Doo show?
Yes. Because there was an animated Addams Family cartoon by Hanna-Barbera as well.
Yep, there was. Yeah. And there was also a Canadian Addams Family show for a while.
Joe Flaherty?
I forget who was in it. I'll look it up real quick. Maybe no one of
there was the Tim Curry one.
That was a third film, I think, which is like, don't watch that one.
Yeah, was that Tim Curry and Daryl Hannah?
I think so. The new Addams Family. Glenn Tinato as Gomez Addams, Emily Harvey. Just a lot of people don't know, but our friend John Astin did make a guest appearance as Grandpapa Addams.
There you go. Yep.
But
that was on YTV, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, ran for about a year, and I thought it was actually pretty good.
It was pretty good, yeah. It kind of captured like the full vibe of the original one.
It did.
The original series, and it updated it with some of the touches that the Addams Family and Addams Family Value movies brought. Because in the original show, the kids were very, very minor characters.
Yes.
Yeah. They were child actors, right? So there was only so much you could really do with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
65 episodes, believe it or not. And
of the original or of the new one?
Of the Canadian one. Actually.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
A third film. I'll look it up real quick here.
There was one with Tim Curry.
I'm looking it up. So Addams Family Values, and there was one that they're really not kind of. Man, they're not really talking about that third. Oh yeah, Addams Family Reunion in '98 with Daryl Hannah and Tim Curry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just I watched it once. It was like, just burn it.
Yeah. I gotta say, Carolyn Jones. Woo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She was a Morticia.
Yeah. I love Tim Curry, but I'm sorry, man.
Yep.
But you know what? Tim Curry still got, even though it was a crappy film, they said Tim Curry was the best part of the film.
Yeah.
Now I wish Tammy Kicks was here because she'd be laughing because I have to talk about the Wednesday series from Netflix.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of. For this reason alone, it is a murder mystery with Addams Family slapped on top of it.
Yeah.
And not basically in a classic Addams Family vibe. It felt they're trying to make a more modern, hip version of it, and I'm not a big fan of it. But,
I haven't seen it yet, so I might eventually. So don't tell me who killed who.
Oh, Christina Ricci makes a little cameo in it, which is cute.
Nice. Yeah.
And there are some guest appearances. You'd be like, oh, that's cute and all that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't like how it was.
Most of the original Addams Family have passed, haven't they? Because Wednesday Addams, the girl who played Wednesday, just recently died.
Just recently died, actually. Yes.
Yep. And I don't know what happened to the Pugsley actor.
You don't want to know.
Jackie Coogan was Uncle Fester, right?
Yeah, he was.
And I'm fairly certain he's passed away. I know Carolyn Jones passed away. But John Astin's still kicking, thankfully.
Yeah, he is actually.
Yep. I would love it if he made a cameo in the new Night Court.
Oh, I've just kind of somehow squeezed him in there. It'd absolutely be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 64 adaptation. Let's see here. Ken Weatherwax, and unfortunately, I think he took his own life.
Oh.
See here. No, heart attack. Sorry, age of 59.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think one of them did. I have to check it out. I think the kid from this film might have. I gotta check it out. But I do know. I gotta go back and I can't. I don't want to say for sure though. But I think was Jackie Coogan was very protective of the kids on the original show.
Yeah,
and he watched out for them and their money and stuff like that. He was really yeah. He passed away in 1984 actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check this one real quick, but I think this Pugsley here passed away here. 1991 film. Pugsley was Jimmy Workman. Let's see here. I don't know. He's still alive too. Oh, I thought someone basically took their own life. I guess that was just one of those Hollywood rumors, I guess.
Yeah. That's a good thing to not hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
All in all, though, basically, like I said, I love watching this one and the second one. I can quote this one.
Yeah. Inside
and out, Oh my gosh, but Tully, that's new business.
Poor Debbie.
Yeah. We don't talk new business until next quarter. Yes. Debbie, my wife. How about a kiss?
Give me a 20. About Debbie? Yeah. Poor Debbie. Yeah.
Oh, and Gomez is in the way Rel Jones says he's in the second film where he's in the police station trying to get the cops to come, and he goes, "She drives a Dodge," and I just die laughing at that part. I don't know why that cracks me up so much, but it's just the exclamation about how outrageous he is. Like, you've got to investigate this for driving a Dodge. Oh my god. And then I've got Halloween.
Okay.
So I was trying to mix up not just all fun stuff. Like I said, there's so much I watch at Halloween, like Gremlins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I thought about basically, let's talk about some original slashers. We had Friday the 13th. We had Nightmare on Elm Street. But Halloween, when you look at it, Jason was kind of like this unstoppable, popping up everywhere. Freddy was in your nightmares. Michael Myers was a guy in a mask.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like Jason, undead guy in a mask. He was basically, I don't know. All I know is basically when I watch Halloween, I get a very different vibe than when I watch Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's this unrelenting, everybody knows Michael's coming for them, right?
Yeah.
Unrelenting, not so much supernatural killer at this point kind of thing. John Carpenter wrote, directed, and composed the theme.
Okay.
A lot of basically blood, spit, and guts went into this. Like looking for a mask. They ordered a clown mask. I said, no, this is going to work. So went out, found a Captain Kirk mask, ripped the eyebrows off it, dyed the hair black, and paled it up and said, yeah, this will work.
Yeah.
And
it's an iconic mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I was going to say, you had Jamie Lee Curtis, who was kind of like became the queen of the Scream Queens.
Scream Queen.
Time, right? Yeah.
Donald Palance, is that? Donald, was it Terrell? Anyways, he played the doctor. Yeah, Donald
Pleasance.
Yes.
Okay.
He played the doctor. He added to the film. All in all, it's
he was an established actor too, because he was in like Great Escape and stuff. And
well, he added kind of a level of seriousness to this. Like I'm a serious doctor, and it wasn't so. This didn't feel so much like camp the first one. It felt like
Well,
really like
you throw a heavier, serious actor like that, throw some weight behind your film. Yeah.
exactly, and just the way Michael's hunting them and all this is slow, steady. Like anyways, I like it. I find it truly terrifying because it feels more realistic to me. And it was cute because actually when I was in LA, we saw the Halloween house, a couple of Halloween
Yeah.
houses. But it was filmed it. They're still quite popular today. Long run. I forgot how many Halloween films there are in the original run. Been remade by I think it was Rob Zombie, Skip. And
Didn't originally they want to because Halloween was it Halloween 2 or Halloween 3 was Season of the Witch and had nothing to do with the Michael Myers stuff.
Halloween
And
3.
they wanted to do like a Halloween movie every year and it have like no joined story or anything like that. It just kind of here's a
Exactly.
Halloween movie. We're gonna call it Halloween 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever.
Yep. So the
One
first
year
two,
about a killer, 1 year about a monkey, 1 year about
yeah,
a potato salad. I don't know.
yeah, they want it basically to be like a Halloween film, but more like a loosely related anthology, and that's why Halloween 3, which I asked about your mask at the start, is basically came out was critically panned because where's Michael Myers? There's no
Yeah.
Michael Myers here. The plot, if you haven't seen it, spoilers because it is 41 years old. The Shamrock Company released these masks with a chip in them. Kids put them on, they watch the video, and they go basically murderous, insane, all this kind of stuff. And again, it is a kind of very has developed a cult following. It is kind of disturbing at this point, but after the backlash, Michael Myers came back, and we've had basically. So in the original run, there was like technically, I'd say 6 Michael Myers films.
Yep.
Then we got Halloween H2O,
Yep.
Halloween Resurrection, which is like whatever. We have Halloween 1 and 2 by Rob Zombie, which are trash. I think Rob Zombie is a terrible director for horror. But then you get the new ones from 2018, Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. They almost pick up for the original Halloween, and there is some good material here. It's almost like they're trying to take it and make it more serious, more realistic. The last one kind of slumps, but Halloween and Halloween Kills, if you like the original like I did and watch those two, you're like, wow, this is like oh, this is tasty. This is fantastic. But like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 films in that series so far.
Whew.
It's got legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to throw another curveball at you.
Further proof that everyone loves Halloween.
Yeah. Exactly. No kidding. Here's another curveball. You probably never, I don't know if you heard of this one. Near Dark.
Yes. I've heard of it. Never seen it, but I can picture the DVD cover for it.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, this one stands out to me because it's kind of basically cult when it came out.
Yep.
And didn't get a lot of play. But in 87, there was a lot of this idea of the romantic vampire, the Lost Boys, the sexy romantic vampire, the European vampire. The makers of this film said, screw that. I want a gritty Western take on the vampire. And it was basically about a family of vampires, or a pack of vampires, going across the country in a RV with blacked out windows, killing people brutally and trying to survive and all that. Yeah. Really bucked romantic vampire at the time. You had Bill Paxton, Lance Hendrickson. It is brutal at times and painful because of just hurting for the characters. Also directed by Catherine Bigelow.
Yep.
And it shows.
Who did Hurt Locker.
Yep. Won an Oscar for that, actually.
Won the Oscar for it there, yep. And was she was married to James Cameron for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to see what her broke up the filmography really quick. So Near Dark was her second film, director and writer actually on that one.
Okay.
Did Point Break in 91.
Yes, that's right.
Widowmaker in 02, Hurt Locker in 08, Zero Dark 30 in 2012, and then Detroit in 2017. But yeah, those are second film, and like it showed basically Bigelow's work basically. Oh, she was married to Cameron from 89 to 91, so not during the filming of Near Dark actually.
Oh, okay.
And my last one, you can probably guess my last film is.
Should I say its name 3 times?
You can. Good shot. This is probably one of my favorite Halloween films of all time. I watch this. I watch it even when it's not Halloween.
Yeah, yeah.
Good God, is this film fun or is this film fun?
I didn't realize how big the cast was in it until much later on.
No.
Appreciating the fact that it had Alec Baldwin in it as well as Gina Davis and obviously Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton. I just kind of thought it was a Michael Keaton movie.
Me too, basically. You
Kind
know
of
what it is?
forgetting the rest of the cast in it.
I never thought basically it was Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know? Um,
That's ironic that I think of it as a Michael Keaton movie, but your slide shows that he was only in it for 15 minutes.
that's all the screen time is.
Yeah.
Now it is, to me, it is a Keaton film. Burton had O'Hara signed on right away. Bless her heart. Burton had to take a lot of time to tell the other cast to sign on, saying they don't think because it was a really weird script when they saw it.
Yeah.
But Keaton basically, they told him what it was, and he basically he made the Beetlejuice. He says, "I'm gonna make him like a Bronx kind of guy kind of thing." He had a whole idea for the, for this guy's been alive forever, and it is one of his, personally favorite films. It's got Burton's footprints all over it. You can tell his art style, Danny Elfman music, and I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's lightning in a bottle.
Are they doing a sequel?
It is off the ground.
Okay,
it's officially off the ground now. As of 2022, Brad Pitt's producing the sequel.
Really?
It's in development. The strike did slow it down.
Yeah.
So here's who we got. Basically, we got Michael Keaton come back, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Ben Ortega will be Lydia Dietz's daughter, so Winona Ryder's daughter, and Monica Bellucci is Beetlejuice's wife.
Okay. I remember Beetlejuice, not just in the movie, but from the cartoon as well.
Oh my God, that was a Canadian cartoon as well.
Yeah, the cartoon took off. Yeah.
It was fun. And it had Twilight and everything, but my God, did Keaton have fun? Ad-libbed 90% of his lines.
Yep.
So, oh my God. I don't know how to keep a straight face with this guy, right?
Yeah.
like can you be scared? He goes, "Can I be scared?" He turns around, he gives that motion like that. I just died laughing, like, oh my God. But like I said, I love this film. Everybody else loves this film. We think it's just hilarious over the top.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't remember if it was because no, it's not. But I just know that basically, like, it's fun. Like all the cast, everybody is good, and the lines they deliver is like when Otho says someone dropped a house on her sister or something like that. These slight jabs of delivery and all that. Oh my God, there's just so many parts I like about it. Like, it's not even just the main stuff, like the dancing and all that. It's like when Otho's sneaking away and he jumps on his back. Like, where you going, fat boy? We're gonna have some fun. He screams at him like, "Oh my God!" So, are you going around, boy? We're gonna have some fun, kind of thing, And
it caused a 700% increase in the sales of Harry Belafonte records.
I can believe it.
I made that up. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Deo, yeah. So yeah, MC animated series. Oh my God! Believe it or not, he actually made a guest appearance in Teen Titans Go in 2020. Voiced by Alex Brightman, who is reprising his Broadway musical role in it. A few video games, of course. We had the Beetlejuice the stage musical.
Yes,
and he's still basically appears as a walk around character, Universal, who is very saucy and spicy. I enjoy. Get this, Switch. You'll like this stat. Video rental. As of in 1998, Beetlejuice became the first of more than 5.2 billion DVDs shipped by Netflix. It was one of Netflix's most popular shipped rent movies. They said.
Wow. Yep.
But like you said, what's the box office on it? Gross 74, cost 15 million to make.
Whew. That's good.
That's incredible. 15 million, and it looks pretty good actually.
Well, you know why it looks so good? Because they didn't rely on CGI. They did like practical effects and like forced camera perspective and model making, claymation and stuff like that for some of the effects, obviously. But it wasn't like the heavily CGI'd stuff that you see today.
No,
and I think that the older effects hold up a lot and age a lot better because they looked They call a practical effect for a reason. It looks real,
And to me, basically, this film is
or it
kind
should.
of it's kind of timeless, right?
Yeah.
There's a few anachronisms, like there's a TV in it, but it's not tied to any one technology or time period. Like
Yeah.
the afterlife could look the same today. It could be the same afterlife as today, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also too, the strength of the cast really, I think, helped carries a lot of this film forward.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, when it came out, basically, it was not liked by Ebert. he gave it
That's not a surprise because Ebert didn't like a lot of things.
he gave it 2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah. What did Siskel give it?
Just said that's all Ebert gave when it came out.
Yeah.
Didn't like Keaton's performance.
Yeah.
Even the New York Times, I don't believe, gave a negative rating and all that. But yeah, like this is called classic.
Yeah.
That's all from that's my basically my things in that shell. I'll add a few more things here. I'm thinking off the top of my head because, like I said, I could go on about horror forever.
Yeah.
Recent films I watched, the Escape Room series, Escape Room Tournament Champion.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of like Saw, but the traps aren't as gory, and there's a more element of suspense, and that the second one is great. I love watching the second one.
Yep. Do you remember Cube?
Yes, Canadian one, great. Actually, that's got a lot of accolades actually.
Yeah. Another cult classic. Also very kind of a forerunner to like the escape rooms and stuff like that, and to the Saw movies and things like that, I would think as well, just in that trapped theme.
Well, very much so, because it all took place basically in the same room. They could redress and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to escape from this cube. No one knows how they're in it. They're moving through rooms. There's traps to kill people if possible.
Solve and
$350,000 for that movie was the budget.
Yeah. Yep.
Gross $9 million.
Yeah, that's a good ROI.
Shot in Toronto for 21 days.
Yep.
Yeah. 370. Well, technically it's 375 in cash and 350 donated. So it was more like $700,000 basically.
Oh, okay.
As deceptive, but the set warehouse was near a train line when they was incorporated into the filming and all that. There's all these things they did. It was literally one room they kept redressing and all that.
Yeah.
The only thing that was cute about though was it was a very small set. Getting 30 person crew and a 5-person cast in that room was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Critical response holds a 7 out of 10. A lot of people like the film going out, say it's surprisingly grip, and it is actually a good film. You get a chance to see Cube, give it a shot. It's probably on Tubi because it is a good one, Switz.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yep.
Cube, Tube, and Hyper, and the other ones I wouldn't worry about.
Hypercube, and then they had
Cube Zero.
Yeah. Yep.
Another series I kind of got into too for a while was
didn't they make another one, a Sphere one that was kind of the same thing, but it was basically like, what are you guys doing? You're making a cube movie with a different shape?
I don't know. It doesn't say here. Basically, a Japanese remake also called Cube was released in October 2021. That's all I've seen here. Basically.
Oh, okay, right.
There was a Sphere movie, but it wasn't. I
that was a different one. Yeah. That had
Dustin Hoffman and somebody else in it. Yeah, I read the novel. And I think it was a Crichton novel too, which is like, yeah. Another one I get a kick out of too is the Final Destination series.
Yep.
They're just over the top. Again, like Saw, you're waiting for them to die, and clever and very gory messes, actually, right?
Well, they're the reason that nobody travels behind trucks carrying loads of wood.
Everybody knows that meme for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
So that one sticks with me too. I'm trying to think of some. I mentioned the Final Destination. There's something else that kind of popped in my head and popped back out. But like I said, I don't watch that one too much because it is kind of gory.
Yeah.
But it is funny. But yeah, Escape Room, Cube, very much things I recommend people to go see.
Yep. Hopefully we've brought you guys some movies that you just hadn't heard of and hadn't thought of or hadn't seen before. Hopefully that you will watch them.
Check out Shudder, Tubi, those places. Another thing, if you're looking for really off the wall horror, watch anything from South Korea. I've watched Sweet Home, which is about this apartment complex where people turn into monsters. The makeup is good, but with these films, basically, they're from South Korea. Character development is off the wall. Please watch them. The other one I highly, highly, highly recommend is All of Us Are Dead. It's a 12-episode zombie series. It's about a bunch of high schoolers get trapped in a school during a zombie outbreak, and you watch the character develop, but also you watch basically them lose hope and people die off and stuff. There's enough twist in it. The thing about these films basically is they're not kind of gory, but they are kind of like high level makeup. But the story, pacing, and character development, like I loved Oliver the Dead. I hate zombie films, like terrified of watching each other. But those things, and South Korea, I find is basically good character driven horror. If you want pure terror, anything original Japanese like Ringu and all that stuff, the stuff we saw Americanized, forget that. Watch the original Japanese stuff; it'll give you nightmares. So, final thoughts on that one, Switz?
Then I won't.
Any final thoughts on your horror, buddy? I know you're not a big horror fan, but
no, but this is fun to talk about some of these ones.
It is actually, yeah.
And I like that there are some horror movies coming out that are not quite as scary.
Absolutely,
the mild horror.
Give me some suspense. Give me some mild terror, basically. Give me a possession
and
or anything.
Give me a monster or two. Yep.
Like I said,
I'd rather the supernatural and the monster horror movies than the like we were talking about the plausible could really happen. Yeah,
exactly. Like I said, I'm going to go see Five Nights at Freddy's on the 28th around there with the kids.
Yep.
It's basically Chuck E. Cheese goes wrong and eats people. So based on a franchise, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, based on a video game, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it a video game? Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 of them. Very good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pam hates horror films.
Yep.
Hates them to pieces. Poltergeist. Oof.
Yep.
That was actually pretty terrifying when it came out.
Yeah. Exorcist. Not gonna watch that one. I've seen clips of it, and it's like, holy crap! I'm not watching this one.
I can't watch the original because it is terrifying.
Yeah.
When I walked through the house at Halloween Horror Nights, that was terrifying. That was like disturbing.
Yeah.
So Exorcist, Poltergeist. I'll even put the original Shining as disturbing.
Yep.
So watch it as a kid. Oh, Caroline or Caroline?
Coraline. The one with the button eyes.
Written by Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman.
Great graphic novel. Great adaptation.
Yep.
Used to be one of the kids' favorite films to watch. I guess we didn't really talk about kids stuff like that. We want to talk about that quickly?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Like you got your Scooby-Doo stuff, but one of the ones that I really, really enjoyed was Paranorman.
You still watch this kid called Caroline. I was quoting Poltergeist. Shows that we don't actually watch that film.
Yeah.
Paranorman was good.
Yeah, Paranorman was really fun. And again, was it Leica, the studio that did it? It was stop motion and all that stuff. And just the skill they have is always baffles and astounds me. It's incredible that they can make these things with such detail and the number of painstakingly done shots and models that they have to make is just incredible.
It's funny you talk about stop motion because I was going to bring up Corpse Bride.
Okay. Yep.
Another stop motion horror, and it is actually kind of disturbing. The kids love that one, and again along the same lines, Coraline. Another that's actually that's actually a generally scary one.
Yeah.
Stop motion wise.
Yeah.
Which
or animation wise. Yeah.
Those basically is what I call safe scare. Well, somewhat safe scares for kids.
Yeah.
They're scary, but not like other mother could be scary, but not like downright terrifying.
You can then also throw in like your Scooby-Doo stuff, like I was saying. You can also throw in like the classics, like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, which was fun, but boy, those kids were mean.
They were mean,
really mean to Charlie Brown.
What about the Casper film? The kids didn't care for that one. They thought it was a little disturbing that Casper wanted to kill Christina Ricci and make her a ghost. But
I was going to say that was Christina Ricci as well, right? Yeah. I mean, the creepiest thing about Casper is don't think about making a prequel because that'll be really disturbing and sad.
Would be disturbing, actually. They do talk about how he died.
Yeah.
As like I said, the Great Pumpkin
Casper, the friendly kid who lived down the street. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gen Xers know that. Shut up, you blockhead! Or I got a rock.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were a kid a rock in a friggin' trick? Now, looking at
Halloween bag. Yeah. Yeah.
here's something for you. I'll put forward as a possible topic. What about
Okay.
Peanuts cartoons?
The specials were actually really well done for their time.
Yeah.
And they deliver the Peanuts message very well in a very condensed half-hour format. The Peanuts cartoons, when they had the Saturday morning cartoon that they had,
I was thinking
they
more
were funny and cute, but they were just serialized versions and quick versions of the actual Sunday morning strips.
I didn't know if we had enough material to talk about the Peanut specials.
Yeah. I really loved the latest Peanuts movie, the CGI one. That was a really well done movie, I thought.
I heard that was really good, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are
a lot of Peanut specials, but I don't think we saw all of them because, like, the Thanksgiving ones and stuff like that made no sense to us because it was all American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, technically, believe it or not, there
the
are
Arbor Day special.
Was the most
really not that exciting.
If I just go by basically the classic, there's technically 51 specials.
Yeah.
If I go what's on CBS, basically, they're 35.
Oh wow!
And I've never seen any of them. Like I haven't seen a lot of them, but I do remember the ones I just mentioned. That, of course, he'd have all the Peanuts movies and specials.
Yeah.
Because like you got the Easter Bagel, it's Thanksgiving. They went to Normandy, and one of those.
These are the Peanuts that I have.
Yeah, Snoopy Come Home. Well, what do we think about a possible topic though for our next thing? I've got anything on top.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we can do a little bit of a breakdown because coming up in just over 2 weeks will be Frightmare in the Falls, the Canada's largest horror convention, which I'll be going to.
Give us some feedback.
Maybe I'll wear a mask.
But yeah, we've had some good topics recently. Like we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting to hear when Corey Feldman cancels.
Oh, he's going to be on the cancel.
Yeah,
but Pem is a big Peanut fan. He, like I said,
okay.
That I'm trying to think what we could do for a topic here that we could. When's the Doctor Who 60th anniversary?
The 60th anniversary is November 23rd, but they've announced that they're not going to be airing any specials on the 23rd.
No, that's what you're saying.
So I think they're holding everything off until the Christmas season.
Possibly, so we can save Doctor Who till then, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we can do a special on the 23rd to just talk about the show in general.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true because there's
we love to talk about it.
That's easily a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
So we have a possible topic for Doctor Who.
What I'm going to check here. I don't know what day 23rd is. That's a Thursday, actually. Even.
Oh.
Yeah. That kind of fits in our schedule.
Yeah. Well, we'll think of something for the next time we do Old Man Theater. If you got any ideas, let Switz know on the Twitter. Let me know on the Twitter or Blue Sky or Discord. We'll talk about anything.
Yeah. Give us a topic. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about Halloween costumes and stuff like that. We'll talk about our Halloweens. Have you decorated your yard and all that stuff yet?
We started. I gotta do the garage this weekend, basically.
Yeah.
I've been slow this weekend to do the haunt, but we're gonna get at it.
How's your back?
Better.
Okay, good.
For those who don't know, I did something last week and I slipped on the grass and I twerked it and I couldn't do anything all day. So I laid down Saturday and I couldn't bend over, I couldn't squat, I couldn't do anything. And I was just laid up.
Have you thought of any Halloween costumes yet?
I don't know, man. I'm getting lazy. Work's been so busy.
Yeah.
I might just throw on oh yes, I forgot. Yes, dude. From that we did when is the anniversary of the store? You could talk about the store sometime, dude.
Well, the store opened in September of '89, closed in June 30th of 2022.
Because video rental memories is big.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we do that as our next show?
Let's do that because we talk about our memories.
We'll do it for just after Halloween, maybe.
Yeah, that's
Halloween is a Tuesday, I believe, this year.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be our next show. Our next show, we talk about the age of the video rental store.
Yeah.
The rise and fall and rise again. And like I said, there's your classic Switz.
This was Halloween. This was let me take a peek here. This was 2017 that I wore this because My store, That's Entertainment. You can kind of see the logo on the TV above my head there. We were across the street from a Blockbuster Video, and Blockbuster had been closed for several years by the time I wore this costume. Basically, I thought how we'll poke a little fun at the dearly departed competition there, because Blockbuster should have been the best. Blockbuster should have been the biggest. They were the biggest. They should have survived longer than anybody. They should have put every little independent store out of business because they had deep pockets and revenue sharing. But they didn't put us out. We held on and kept fighting, and we outlasted them, which was fantastic.
The last one staying at St. Catharines.
Yeah.
Did you wind up with a jumbo elephant costume?
Yeah, we did at one point. Yeah.
We're gonna say that for the show and talk about that. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll talk
but
about
I thought it was a great little Halloween costume to
fantastic.
Make up my own Blockbuster uniform. Now that's basically a blue polo shirt with yellow tape on the cuffs to make it look like theirs, and
it looks really sharp. And
color printed name tag.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's talk about video rental stores, like 80s memories, because apart from you running one, like I said, I have so much, like that's where I really got my my burst of movie exposure, because renting stacks, and that never stopped. Like I was always renting stacks. Even when I moved up to Ottawa, sure I was working nights, I ran basically a stack of 8/7 tapes for a weekend and just blow through them. So let's think about that. And because I've got my finger on the pulse of the industry today, actually, which you'd be surprised at.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on horror, as you said, Switz. For me, I'm not a big gore fan. I love a good twist. I love a good jump. Scare my mind, no problem.
Yep. Kind of like the Shyamalan movies.
Yes,
were kind of fun because they had their twist. Yeah, they came a little gimmicky and predictable by knowing there was going to be a twist, but they were fun.
Well, The Sixth Sense I thought was a high watermark, and I don't know what happened to him, but it was good. I do, Pam. Like for all, like I give Shyamalan a really hard time because I thought The Sixth Sense was brilliant, and then a lot of them are kind of, swing away exactly from Signs.
What was the first one? Was the first one Unbreakable, or was it The Sixth Sense?
No, it was The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, and then Unbreakable came out after that. And then Signs would have been after that, right?
I think so. Here,
because it seemed like at first he was going to do only movies with Bruce Willis, and then he brought him.
Right. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village, The Lane in the Water, The Happening, The Last Airbender, oof, After Earth, oof, The Visit, Split, Glass, Old, Knock at the Cabin. Yeah, he's a guy that I don't know. I hate to be critical, but I thought he had brilliance, but after like The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, something happened. There was like Signs in The Village, like it just didn't have the. It wasn't the fact that it was coming. It was like
the Village and The Happening were kind of the ones that kind of jumped the shark, I think.
Village for sure.
Yeah.
The Signs was a little weird, but I could roll with that.
The Village, because wasn't it all basically just the monster was the outside world, and she was a blind Amish girl or whatever, and found the highway.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, there's the twist. I think everyone wanted a bigger twist than that. And Happening wasn't the twist that basically the plague of plants that was killing everybody just stopped, and we had no reason why.
Yeah. And the worst part is, well, funny, I shouldn't say the worst part is ever since from was it Signs on here? Let's look at real quick here.
I mean,
Signs has got good approval, but you're right, from The Village on forward, all of those movies have basically been panned.
Yeah. The Visit was decent, I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but by that time people stopped listening to him, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of when you have a style, when you have a theme, when your gimmick basically is that your movies have these crazy twists, you can only ride that for so long before it becomes a little tired and a little boring, and you have to keep out twisting yourself each time.
And if your twists aren't that good, like Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
It's not the twist. It's like the whole film is a different aspect.
Yeah.
Chalamet's twist, I think, comes with the first. And isn't that a good twist? No, it's not a good twist.
Yeah.
Now, Glass,
even the twist in Signs wasn't that good of a twist.
The strength of the cast carried Signs, in my opinion, and that's what frustrated me. I thought The Sixth Sense was brilliant.
Fantastic.
The acting, the pacing, the build up, the payoff was perfect.
Yep.
You know,
the twist.
But you know what? Someone still kept giving money to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a dozen films.
He's bankable. I mean, he did get away from the twist genre for a while there with Last Airbender and with After Earth. Yeah.
His films do make money. They're not great, but his films do turn money. So
Old did pretty decently.
Yeah, Old was not too bad either, but
it was almost like a return to form.
Yeah, except the twist was one long twist without a payoff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The only one who's been able to successfully do twist after twist after twist and not have the twists become tired or cliche is Rod Serling.
Yeah. I like Pem's observation. He's got it right about Signs, basically. Signs wasn't about the twist. It was about how the moment of great loss, there was future wisdom swing away.
Yeah.
That's it, buddy. That's what made Sixth Sense so good. It wasn't about the twist at the end. It was about the sense of loss, the build up. And that's what I think he got away from between Sixth Sense and the Signs. It was the middle part that carries it. And then by the time you get the twist, you don't really it's there, but it's yeah.
Well, it's not yeah.
The
twist in Signs was when you think about it, these aliens are stupid. Well, let's go to a planet that's 2/3 water and we're deadly allergic to water.
Yeah, they kill us. Yeah.
Yeah, those are some pretty dumb aliens. I mean, we might have interstellar travel, but we can't invent the raincoat.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Pim they had those first two films. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
yeah.
What do you plan on watching for Halloween?
I gotta get on my horse. I think I'm gonna watch The Twist is a plot hole. It's true. I'm gonna watch my Addams Family and my Beetlejuice. I haven't watched those yet. So I'm gonna stick to the It's Funny. I'm gonna drink Lost Boys. I haven't watched that in a while.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give Dead Before Donna another watch again.
Always good.
Just because it's a fun movie, and I always enjoy that one.
So yeah,
and I think I'm gonna binge a whole bunch of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, always good.
Sometimes the Halloween specials of TV shows were great. And
sometimes they were, but yeah,
like Brooklyn Nine-Nine did Halloween episodes every couple of years, and they were very spot on. Yeah. Community's Halloween episodes were very fun.
You hear about the Community multi-year payoff?
Yep.
They said Beetlejuice in an episode, and the third time they said it years later, he walked by in the background.
Yeah,
that's planning.
Yep.
Yeah, Pam was right. Like Beetlejuice, both Addams Family are going to be on my watch list.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you know what I should watch. I haven't watched in a while. It's not quite a Halloween film. I watch Hellboy.
There you go.
Haven't watched that in a long time, but I did enjoy the film. I love Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman and
John Hurt.
Doug Jones are going to be at Frightmare, and
that's right.
Yep.
And the Great Pumpkin. You know what? Pam's lucky because I made this comment on my stream though. Is find those Peanut specials, even the mainstream ones. It's dang hard.
Yeah.
Probably Hocus Pocus. Yeah, we'll probably watch that one too.
I have still not seen Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is good. I'd watch the first one.
Yeah.
The second one's okay. It's more like rehashing, but I like Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Another film that I'm gonna put a little shout to that I can't believe I'm gonna. I watched Adam Sandler's Herbie Halloween's whatever at one time. I thought it was pretty damn funny, unfortunately.
Yep.
I hate to admit it. Anyways, that's my plans for Halloween there, dude.
Okay, go good. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I haven't got a whole lot else going on. Yeah. Happy Halloween, trick or treat. Hope everyone has a good holiday. I hope that everyone enjoyed the show tonight. I hope that everyone comes back for the next one. I hope that everyone out there stays safe and doesn't get attacked by a ghoul or a goblin this year.
Likewise. Thanks for spending some time with us, people, and listen to
Yeah.
some cool guys just ramble on. I
Yep,
always appreciate it.
Yeah. And like we say always, if anyone has any ideas or wants to join in, shoot us a message. You can find us. You know how to
get on Old Man Theater. All you need basically is a mouth and some words.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can find us, and
we'll put you on.
We'll talk your ear off, and you can join us if you want.
All right, my friend. Until next time, have a good one.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the fun talks. Yeah, and thanks for recommending some movies there for me. I think I'll give a few of them a little scan.
I might check out that red one too. That red line.
Red lights. Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Red lights.
And don't forget to watch The Gate. I think you're really going to kick out of it. Yeah.
Night, Pam. Have a good one, dude.
Night, everyone. Thank you. We will see you in the future because we can't see us in the past.
Exactly.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Night.